Hey guys, Derek here with another video. So this is going to be video game related, but not so much video games. And it's just going to be a continuation of my working design series of videos. So this video is going to focus exclusively on the strategy guides for the working designs games, mostly because it seems like strategy guides are kind of overlooked, and it seems like a lot more people are actually getting into like collecting the actual working designs games and stuff. And I think a natural extension of that's going to be people looking for the strategy guides, since as you're probably going to see here, they're going to be collectible as well, and a lot of the strategy guides are actually harder to find than the actual games themselves. So there's 9 strategy guides. 4 of them were published by a publisher called Sandwich Islands, I think. Sandwich Islands Publishers or something like that. Anyways, and then the other 5 were published in-house by Working Designs. So the Sandwich Islands games were, or strategy guides were, basically the Sega CD games, and all the PlayStation 1 games were basically in-house by Working Designs. So I'm going to try to show these, at least the Sega CD ones, in order, because those ones I actually know, and then the actual in-house Working Design ones are just going to be in an order that I think makes them interesting to talk about. So the first strategy guide up, this was the very first one published by Sandwich Islands, and this is the Lunar Silver Star strategy guide. The thing with these that I kind of like, is that, like, when you look at them, yes, Sandwich Islands Publishing. So when you look at these, so in this first one, they have like acknowledgments and they just talk about like people they want to thank and all that stuff. But they also have this introduction section where well, in the very first one, they talk about briefly what Lunar was about. And then they'll just kind of give you some other like background stuff. But the other thing, maybe I skipped the page, but the introduction, they're going to have these in all of their books. And this will just kind of give you, kind of like Victor Island did in the actual game manuals. He put production notes and stuff on there, like development notes, to just kind of give you kind of like context into what was happening at the time, and what was happening in the lives of all the employees and stuff as they made the game. They do that as well in the strategy guides for the Sandwich Islands guys, and I think that's pretty cool. And then like in the end of them, they'll have like interviews with Victor Ireland, so you'll get like more in depth kind of understanding of what he had changed in the games and what he was trying to go for and stuff. I think it's really cool. And then, like, other than that, it's basically a strategy guide. So the next one up was Vi, or Vey, however you would like to say that. So I think for the most part, this one's pretty uneventful. Again, like, the fun thing with this is you have an introduction into kind of Vi, like the circumstances around them creating this book, and then just kind of like what to expect in the book, and then again like production notes and stuff. So yeah, like these are the first few of these strategy guides are pretty I guess cut and dry. Like they're all black and white. It's just maps and text and how to find things. So there's nothing like too crazy with them. The next one up is going to be Popful Mail, and this was actually the very last strategy guide that I needed for my strategy guide collection to be complete. And then, as we will see once I open it, and you can probably tell by now, this was the first one that was in color. So they make mention of it in the introduction here. Let's see if I can reach around the camera. So yeah, like in the introduction, they'll again just talk about kind of the background and stuff, and then down here somewhere, they talk about like enjoy for the very first time ever having full color in a strategy guide. So like I thought this was really cool because well, the pictures are really like low resolution, but you could see them kind of growing along with Working Designs and like making the packaging a little more like fancy, and just kind of, I guess, working with Working Designs to come up with a package for each game that was above and beyond like what you were seeing at the time. Right, and then the last game, or the last strategy guide, too trained in the same game. But the last strategy guide for Sandwich Islands was the Lunar Eternal Blue Guide, and this one is just going to be basically the culmination of everything that Sandwich Island had worked for as far as like building a good strategy guide. These pages, like trying to read the introduction and stuff, will make your eyes bleed just from the colors. But again, like introduction, what to expect, and all the kinds of stuff. Yeah, like I think overall these strategy guides are really nice, and I think they're very cool, especially like for games that are already fairly rare on each system to have like the strategy guides, which are probably even rarer, is pretty cool. But like the Lunar Eternal Blue and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete strategy guides are probably going to be like the creme de la creme of the working designs strategy guides. All right, so now we'll get into the in-house working design strategy guides, and all of mine are sealed, so I won't be able to show you the insides of them, but we can just take a look at them. So the first one that Working Designs did in-house was actually for Alundra, and then here you can start to see that so like they had ended their contract with Sandwich Islands so that they could do them in house because they wanted to make them higher production based on like the production quality that they were doing with their games, especially when they got to the PS1. So they wanted to add in like all these extras and then do full color and just make the strategy guides what they wanted them to be. So a lot of these they ended up adding posters, stickers, like memory card stickers, and then like they would put in just like a bunch of extra stuff like interviews and stuff, which we already saw that those were already included with the other ones, but these ones are a little more in depth. Yeah, and then the back just looks really nice, I guess. So after that, we've got the Lunar Silver Star Story Complete strategy guide, and again, like it basically came with all the same stuff. You've got um, character stickers, memory card stickers, poster, and then interview stuff, and then just kind of like a character listing on the back. And then the last three, Working Designs decided to do hardbound books. So just again, trying to up the quality of their strategy guide. So the first one I have here is Vanguard Bandits, and then again, it was posters, stickers, and just extra stuff, I guess, inside of that. So yeah, again, the back looks the same, except it's a hardbound book. And then I think this was actually their last one, but I saved Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete for the last one to actually show. But this is Arc the Lad, and it's chapters 1 and 2. They didn't put out the third one in time, I guess. It's about the time that they went under, so they couldn't finish the last strategy guide. Even though I think I read somewhere that Victor Island said they basically had everything ready to go to finish the last one. I guess they just ran out of money. But yeah, like this one is by far the thickest of the strategy guides, and it pretty much follows the other ones as far as like what to expect on front and back and stuff. And then, like I said, the last one here is going to be Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete, and I showed this one last because if you're looking to expand like your collection, like for the most part, I've kind of backed off on collecting actual video games, just because I'm kind of getting a little tired of everyone chasing after rare games just to have expensive games or try to flip them and stuff, and I'm just kind of getting frustrated with that, I guess. But anyways, like I was trying to go back and get the strategy guides for some of my favorite games in my collection, and this one just kind of jumped out to me. So as you can see here, the original price for this was $20. So this one, even used right now, generally tends to sell for around $100. And I think for a strategy guide, like that's insane. Like Earthbound might be the only other game that I can think of that would have a ridiculous markup for a strategy guide like that. And I was in a Second and Charles today, and I saw just like a loose or like an open used Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete manual, and they were charging $100 for it, and I was just like, good god, like that is insane. But yeah, like if you ever run across Lunar 2 Eternal Blue stuff, and then you are of the kind of person that wants to either have something that's fairly sought after, I guess, and I guess rare, and then or if you're just looking to flip something, um, this one right here is a book to look out for because it is an expensive book. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be my lunar or not lunar, my working design strategy guide collection. It is now complete, so I now have a complete video game set and now a complete strategy guide set. Um, so I think from here, the only thing really left is a lot of the promotional merchandise like pins and shirts and hats and all that. But you never see that stuff up for sale. So I think my working designs collection might be finally like complete. So I don't think I can really progress from here. But anyways, thanks for watching the video. Hope you're having a great weekend. I'm gonna have some actual like video game content coming out pretty soon. If you're a shooter fan, I'm gonna have a ton of shooter videos coming out. But anyways, hope you guys have a great weekend, and thanks again for watching. Later.